Hey guys, and welcome back to the Plantagenet Dynasty. We're on episode 15, and we have a bit of an event, and we have skipped ahead about a year, I think it was. Yes, we got a nice little event here. Blessed has passed. Richard Plantagenet lived a pious life, truly following the example of God. He passed on the 17th of February 1479, and people have long wondered if he could be considered a true Christian or not. A large ceremony is held in Richard's honour by the Pope to celebrate his life, the life he lived. A virtuous exemplar of a true Catholic, the Pope will write his name in among the pious Christians of old, a bastion of piety in life, and a stalwart example in death. Blessed be his memory once again in the arms of God. So yeah, he's now made a saint. So we've got Saint Henry, and then we've got Saint Richard. It seems a recurring thing in our family lately, which is all good, really. Anyway, I'll fill you in what you've missed. So yes, we are attacking the Welsh and the Scots, as I can't get the army out of that one, doesn't matter. But yes, we have declared war for a claim on the last of the Welsh. Yeah, it's the last descent of the Welsh. Since Adam the Just. Now we have obviously a new King of Wales. We now have Guy of Wales. Ever since we took it off from Matthew, the king who lost Wales. So yes, we are now fighting with the last of them, 5,000 men, and we are also doing a royal claim on Scotland. This is okay. We didn't look independent then. I looked completely different. But yes, we have declared war on Scotland. And for our claim on it, and then we give it over to either my uncle or wait till George comes of age, and then we give it to him, and then eventually Edward will have it. So yes, anyway, let's begin, shall we? I'm also, we're gonna lose that army, unless that army comes in reinforced. But no, there you go. Just like that, the Welsh army was crushed. I don't want the best commanders leading, so we'll put let's put I don't know. Let's put the Duke of Somerset in charge, who's already in charge anyway. You can have Randolph and Hugh in his flanks, and he can go straight besieging the castle of oh wow. I don't know. Yeah, I don't do good with pronouncing Welsh names. It's a bit dodgy, doesn't it? So Henry will lead the army himself. It is his war to begin with. And we'll leave Edward here. He can control another army. He can move straight onto the Scottish capital. We have another army down here, which will probably just defend the land. Be led to. Oh, hello. There they come. Right, let's move him. We got in charge. Yeah, easily win that one there. The Scottish army are hardly superior to mine. We'll move over here straight away. Cut them off. Right, that's a few of them up to over there. That's 5, isn't it? Yeah. The Scottish army is sort of split up now, which is good because we can now pick them off. We'll do what? We'll split the army in half. And I'll send Edward to go besiege that. Put some more men in charge with him. Right, let's have a look at Wales. What's going on down here? Just a few of them troops surviving. Oh no, they're up there, dying. We'll speed up the siege over there. A few pop-ups in there. Yeah, Guy's doing well. My half-brother. And my half-sister as well. Did I mention? Yeah, I have Henry VIII. I did mention that. I'll go up there and take Gowrie, which is their capital. Finishing off the last of the Welsh forces. The Welsh are actually a vassal of the Scots anyway, so... keep besieging their castles. Well, Henry's leading the main army, so We just finished off whatever the last was. I don't know why there's a bunch of troops that have suddenly raised for some reason. There's loads of troops around that have raised, like in Ireland. I don't know why that is. There's no crusades going on, but I don't know what's going on there. I'm gonna get caught on that bloody island, aren't they? It's good. My wife is pregnant. Good. More kids the better. Oh, okay. They've just managed to sneak out there in time. We move down there and try and get to them. We go to the Cumberland, aren't they, by the time I get there. Gowrie's fallen, and the Welsh guy's out. We're finishing him off in this battle, and I'd say by story-wise, we have now captured him in battle. At the Battle of Burr. Oh, I'll get to that in a minute. There you go. And now he is his own independent vassal, who will immediately move over to you. Because I don't really want... Oh shit, why have I clicked off that? Yep. I don't really want him controlling it. He's the Duke of Huis or whatever it's called. So, you know, what's this? I don't really care. Oh, there's the Scottish king. He's gone to battle against Northumbria. You know, now he's sort of lured himself into a trap. I say king, queen, sorry. Yeah, so I'm gone. Some maids dispatched. There you go. Completely besieged Scotland. The Scottish army's still alive. I'll send myself. We'll go deal with them personally. The Queen will not give in. She will die for her country and will exactly do that. And completely get screwed. No, she's managed to flee again. Now we've got a son. Nicholas. That's not really much of a good name, is it? We'll name Edward after my father. No, after my grandfather. Already have a Henry VIII anyway. Maybe we get a king, Edward VIII as a king. See if he abdicates. We'll say that Edward's a young leader who wants to take, no, he has got young and he's brave, so he wants, and he's very ambitious, so I imagine he would want to be known for taking the castle. And the fife is about to fall. The Scottish army is pretty much on the verge of just getting, yeah. Alright. The Scottish garrison is, let's say Scottish garrison, the garrison at the capital of Scotland is severely weakened, as you can see. Say Reginald's been ordered by the king to go up there and assist. Perhaps even take command. Put Thomas in charge of that. And Reginald's now taking command. Edward is not entirely happy, but you know, it's fine. But yeah, Edward actually has quite a few kids. He has Theobald, William, and Nicholas. He's got a bastard called Nicholas. Been fucking someone else. But yeah, so his line's quite secure, and so is George, so that's good. Bernier Foster. Oh, what's going on there? I can't see. Sorry, things popping up on my screen. finish off the siege of that. But yes, with the fall of Scotland, we'll obviously have Edward, who will ascend, or either Edward or not Edward, either his son George the First. Was his father? How can I say that? Yeah. Not sure if you there. Scotland's just, it's more of a tiny militia, really. Anyway, but that is the end of Scotland's form. She'll end the war and take Scotland. There you go. She now hates my guts. Oh, what in the fuck? What? Why do we own that? Alright, we need to... Okay, for some reason we own a bit of Egypt, apparently. Alright. We'll give independence to that later on. But, yeah. Anyway, that is Scotland. Now we have control of all of Britannia. Hell yeah. However, we are kind of threatening, but, you know, is to be expected. We'll disband our armies. And, the days pass. There's quite the defensive pact against me now. Which is to be expected. I am still trying to kill that bitch in Scandinavia. I'm seeing out tons of money for it to work. And hopefully it will. As you can see, a lot of people are quite pleased to have her killed. Has she done anything to really... Not really. Maybe she just... They just don't like her. Well, they're quite happy to, perhaps they like the idea of a powerful British monarch, perhaps. It's either that or, the game's just silly. But yes, if we get control of Scandinavia, we'll be one of the strongest naval and, northern empires around. And by that point, we'll be very overpowered. Which is what happens in CK2 and happens in Total War as well. Once you get to a certain power, and if you come to a certain point in the game where you're just unstoppable, then you're pretty much never going to lose, and you're never going to die. Which, usually when that happens, I tend to want to go and cheat just to be able to do something. Because, otherwise, what's going on over here? Oh, they're just mucking about. But you sort of need to cheat to make it like a cool invasion so something happens. Otherwise, you're gonna be because no one's gonna mess with you unless you mess with them. So, you know, which is one of those things. But anyway, we shall give Edward to my uncle, who has served me well. He unfortunately won't be Lord very long. Actually, I don't know. I'm thinking I might hold on to Scotland for a bit. I believe we're Henry the First of Scotland, because, yeah. But, Queen Margaret of Scotland. Apparently a Norwegian held control of Scotland at one point. Interesting. But yes, the actual House Dunkeld has died out. And, obviously that was the, was it Stuarts we killed? Yeah. So the head of the family is now Duke Gillespie of Moray, who is the head of that dynasty. The Bruce family died out, actually, which is interesting. Then you had House Balliol, whatever it is. But yeah, I'm gonna hold on to Scotland for a while, and I'm gonna give it to George when he comes up, when his father dies, because I won't get any bonuses for giving to Edward, because he loved me until like he's like 60 or something and dies, and then George won't love me as much. But again, you know. I'm mostly on the good terms with my family anyway, so we're holding for Scotland for now, and go from there. But obviously I would like control of Scandinavia at some point. However, Scandinavia is directly controlled by France, so, you know, may lead us to blows with them at some point. But anyway, the French king does like us. You know, we're both assassins, so, you know, but, yeah. Am I imprisoning you? Just another stupid Jew being stupid. What's he doing? Fabricated claim. I'm not too bothered. But yes, that is it pretty much. But skip ahead probably. Because we won't be able to attack anyone for a while until our threatening level has disappeared. In terms of what conflict we do next, I'm not really sure. Okay, maybe I have some conflict with my half brother, but my half brother seems to like me quite a lot. But then again, the title claiming thing could, you know, we'll see how it goes. I mean, it'd be interesting if it did happen because Scotland may even join against, but you know, join against the crown. But we'll see. I will actually just give him the title now. Actually, I mean, there's no point delaying it further. I now have King Edward I of Scotland, a name that no doubt Hammer of the Scots would have loved to have, but unfortunately it was unlucky. So yeah, Edward is now King of Scotland, and obviously a loyal vassal. This is actually controlled by Cumbria, so that's interesting. But yeah, Scotland is now a independent, well not independent, but a nation under Britannia or Great Britain. I'm going to rename it actually to Great Britain. I could call it the Empire of Britain. I could call it the British Empire, but it wouldn't make sense because of how it's laid out. But we will call it Great Britain for now, which could change later on. But we'll see. But anyway, guys, we shall skip ahead. Likely some more conflict, maybe some conflict with Scandinavia, or see how this assassination plot goes through. Anyway, thank you for watching so far, and we shall go forward. I've decided with my great wealth to build a great work. However, the choice is what? There's quite a few. Grand Cathedral, Royal Statue, there's a fuck ton to build. This all comes down to you, really. The one that I can I can afford all of them apart from the Royal Palace. Obviously, we can build a Grand Mausoleum. These do take a while. I mean, just look, 21 years, 24 years, 7 years. And it takes a long time. But I think what we should build is a Grand Fortress. Main reason being is that just because York is like the massive capital and it's massive. I don't know how many you can build, but we'll give it a go. I think you can build more than one. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I mean you can build one all over the place, but obviously I want one in my capital. But yeah, you got stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. So we keep you up to date on that. Stonehenge as well is another one, which we can actually build up, which we'd do. But yeah, Stonehenge is currently free, but if we can upgrade that, that would be very interesting. Which, okay, so you need to, okay. It's all very interesting. I've never done this before in CK2, so I'm trying to actually do pretty much everything in CK2 that I haven't done before. Before I play CK3. Mainly the ones obviously focusing on Western Europe. I'm not too bothered about Indian nations or Muslim nations or nations in the Mongol area and all that. I'm not too bothered about that because I'll probably do that stuff in CK3 anyway. I'll do some nations as something I haven't done before. But I am planning, and we need to get this out of the bloody way because this is just, yeah. We're see if we can. I can't really do it, can I? Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. We'll have to. I don't know. We'll sort that out. But for now, we're in a colony in Egypt for some reason. But yes, for CK3 and CK2 is something that once we finish the series, we probably won't go back to CK2 for a while. It's not to say that will never happen because we could again go back to CK2. After we start playing CK3, but it all depends on what mods and all that come out. But for CK3, I'd like to do. I'm gonna be doing a campaign as the Vikings, or maybe like the Yingling Dynasty, or the Harald Hardrada's dynasty in the Viking era. I'm also planning a multiplayer series with a friend where we restore the Roman Empire, or but my goal was to restore the Eastern Roman Empire, and he restores the Western Roman Empire. And that sort of, and then sort of like kill everyone else and all that. But because it's a multiplayer series, it won't be uploaded very frequently. But yeah, but after CK3 is the Vikings and Rome, the Roman series, we'll probably do some mods. Hopefully by the time I finish my CK3 stuff and this, there should be some mods that will come out. Notably, the one I'm most looking forward to is the Game of Thrones mod, which, as you know, has done very well for views in the past couple years, past year on my channel. So it is definitely something I want to do, and it is possible we will go back to CK2. There are still a lot of mods for CK2 that are still about, and mods that I still haven't even got around to doing yet. Like the Elder Scrolls mod, Lord of the Rings one, there's a Mount and Blade mod, there's a world map mod where you have like Europe, you have the entire world, which is amazing. And it's all very good. But yeah, York at the moment is obviously the royal palace and royal fortress and just an overall beast of a place. Obviously you have Middlesex, which is nowhere near as... Well, it used to be the capital of London, but ever since it was burnt to the ground, which is burnt to the ground 145 years ago, is merely a shadow of its former self. But York is obviously quite powerful. The king has his own city of Scarborough, and the church, which obviously holds the coronations and all sorts, and is slowly being upgraded as well and all that. The Barony of Richmond as well. The king owns 2 powerful castles, and they're like his main estates, I guess. Let's see what we can build here. Let's build a train. No, let's go for the castle shipyard. More ships are better, and more trade as well. We do have a bit of thieves guild at the moment, due to being in debt during all those crusades that my father started, but I hope we'll sort that out later on. But yeah, York is obviously the pinnacle of civilization, in, especially the British Empire or Great Britain. Currently, English Sword of the Cross, which was given to King Henry the 6th? Yeah, it was given to him during a crusade. I didn't quite read it. During the yeah, it's a gift from the Pope. But yeah, so that's been around for a while, as you can see, since 1413. And that is something that will go down the lines. Probably eventually, it's usually for battle. However, I'm sure it'll be used as an ornament one day, or just be used for knighting and all that. Got a nail of a true cross. So we got a bunch of different like historical stuff, which is all very interesting. Gowrie was the capital of Scotland, but now the capital of Scotland is now Carrick, which isn't as big as say Gowrie or Fife. But it's now slowly expanding and becoming a large area. And obviously Carrick, or the Turnberry, which is the sort of like a residence for the royal family as well. So obviously you got the royal family in Scotland, and you got a royal family down in the south as well. So obviously King Edward is lord of all that, and obviously the king would visit on occasions. Middlesex on the southern land is obviously owned by different lords and is slowly becoming very powerful. Middlesex is slowly on the verge of being restored. However, York has served as the British capital, or the English capital, and pretty much the Plantagenet capital for 145 years. So, and I think longer, because probably 155 years, I believe. Because obviously, if I go back to Henry the Great was, it was his son Henry the Hollow who held on to the throne before that. Or Henry the Fourth. We obviously have to look through the England trade, but obviously we're now Henry the Seventh, so many kings have passed since then. But yes, that's Ireland. However, obviously Dublin is notably the main area of Scotland. Ireland, sorry. It was Dublin, then it went over to, I think it went to North Connacht was the capital, but Ireland's, sort of been over the place. But obviously Ulster is the capital, and led by King Godfrey as well. And he's been ruling over the place since 1463, so nearly 19 years now. Yes, he's doing a good job. Ulster obviously is a bit of a residence. Obviously, is that really Belfast? Belfast is like here, I think. It's like, yeah. That's Ulster. Yeah, Belfast is like here, I believe. Yeah. So, obviously Ulster is a residence for the royal family of Plantagenets when they come and visit the king and all that. In Wales as well. Wales obviously went from this was the capital, that was the capital, then it went down to here, and Dyfed has been holding on to it ever since. She was the so we had King Richard II, the Lame of Wales, who held the throne. Because I believe actually my father was the first Richard. But yeah, so Richard II died of an infected wound, unfortunately, and my aunt actually was murdered, actually quite recently, actually, by this son of a bitch, who I'm not entirely sure why he's not in jail, but okay. But yeah, so Wales is obviously Wales controls Oxford and Cornwall and Devon and all that, so they're quite the powerful nation despite being quite small. So King Guy is always doing a good job as well. And Oxford is obviously like the most southern city of Wales. Moving down to northern France, Brittany is the capital of Brittany is obviously Penfevry, whatever the hell, I don't know. So obviously Penfevry really, or just Brittany in general, is sort of like a holiday for the British kings. Aragon as well. Penfevry, obviously. I like to imagine that the capital of each of these kings is obviously a British Empire monarch. It's all in the state. The king owns land on there as well, and obviously visits. However, his fortress in Scotland in York is obviously very nice. So you don't really want to leave. I'm really confused why so many lords have all their vassal levies raised. They're not. I don't know. It might just be a bug or something, but oh well. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, obviously, one day, Brittany will be the staging ground for an invasion of France, obviously. When time comes. If war does break out, we'll be fighting Scandinavia and France, so... But yeah, this guy now hates me because he found out I tried to kill his daughter. However, it's going well. We are on 225 plot power, so we're doing quite well. We're still bribing people to join us as well. Over in Aragon, I know we do hold territories in Africa, which I'd imagine we go on holiday sometimes. You can imagine that. And obviously Queen Alcende, who holds Aragon. Obviously Aragon is a small area and is obviously protected by the power of Britain and sort of is by Egypt as well for some reason. Which is actually controlled by a Catholic. But anyway, we're probably end this episode off in a minute. Venice controls... Okay, they don't control Jerusalem though. But we're going to give this off to someone in a minute. I can't claim that, but can I not revoke the tile? Just so I can... No, but we'll sort out later on. Somehow we'll get them to like be independent or something. But yeah, the Golden Horde is still fucking powerful. HRE is still quite formidable. And so is Castile. The main real empires in the world, I would probably say the Golden Horde, the Chagatai Empire, one in India, Castile, France, and Holy Roman Empire. France mainly because they control all of Scandinavia, and Spain because they control all of like most of Northern Africa, or most northwestern Africa, I imagine. It's all very powerful, and this is actually controlled by the Holy Roman Empire. Actually controls land here as well. Okay, that's interesting. Do they have any other vassals? No, it's just Bosnia, which is sort of just bent over backwards for them. But anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And please tell me what other CK3 series you are most looking forward to, or what you would like me to do. I'm happy to do whatever. And yeah, we'll go from there. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you later.